When I was a student in graduate school, I was very influenced by a theologian by the name of Jack Shea, someone who has been a frequent visitor over the years here at OL. He was a professor of systematic theology. Those are theologians that look at Christian doctrine and Christian beliefs and trying to get at the essence of our teachings so that they can be presented in a rational and ordered manner. Systematic theologians study many different elements of the world of theology. They study biblical theology, moral theology, spiritual theology, trying to make connections so that the Christian faith can be presented in a rational and thoughtful manner. He is a Renaissance man, I guess, someone who knows an awful lot about history and culture and language. He became very interested over the years in storytelling because, in the earliest days of the Christian community, there were no Bibles as we know today. Much of faith was handed on through the oral tradition of people telling stories, remembrances, things that their parents or grandparents had told them about the Moses in the desert, or later on in the letters of St. Paul. And in the course of all this, he became very intrigued with poetry. Jack has published many books, but his first published book was a book on poetry called The Hour of the Unexpected. And it's a book of poems that reflect on just the extraordinary and unexpected ways that God is at work in our lives. We can get so much into patterns of doing the same thing every day over and over. Sometimes we're just looking right in front of us, trying to get through something, and we're not attentive to the larger movements of the mystery of how God is at work in the world. This morning I had a cup of coffee on the porch, and it was just at sunrise, and this morning there was a spectacular sunrise. And it's one of those things, every so often you just get swept by the beauty of a sunrise or a sunset. As a grandparent, you might find yourself just marveling at seeing your son or daughter as a parent, let alone grandchildren. There can be experiences a parent has of seeing their child come to terms and deal with something they're struggling with, and just feeling the excitement of them kind of turning a corner on whatever that issue might be in their lives. There's all sorts of ways that God is speaking to us, inviting us to move more deeply beneath the surface of life. This sense of being attentive is a crucial gift of the spiritual life, and we hear that today in both readings. People were wondering with Paul, when will we know that it is the end of the world? How will we know that God is being revealed to us? And Paul said, you have to be attentive, because we know not the hour or the day when the Lord will come to us. The spiritual life calls us to an awareness of the mystery that surrounds us and the ways that God speaks to us through other people, through the circumstances of our life. When Jesus visited the synagogue, the scriptures say they were astonished by his teaching. He spoke with authority. Over the years, I've had the great privilege of getting to know a number of rabbis. I've been on retreats with rabbis and priests, and we think of rabbis as pastors, and they are certainly an element of the life of a rabbi that's a pastor, but they're really scholars. And it's very interesting when a conversation comes up, the rabbis will start, practically a war, defending different positions. And they will take an issue and they'll often refer to, this is the teaching of Rabbi so-and-so, and he received that from Rabbi so-and-so, and they trace their position to a series of insights from rabbis of the past. And in this scene, what was astonishing to the people is Jesus wasn't quoting other rabbis. He was speaking purely on his own authority, and that astonished them. They hadn't heard someone speak like that in a synagogue before. Today, we are at the beginning of a new day. We have no idea what this coming day may have in store for us, but perhaps we could be more attentive than usual for the blessings that God has surrounded us with. Maybe we might think of a friend that we haven't talked to in a long time. Maybe there's someone we need to reach out today that we wouldn't normally make the effort to do. Maybe there's something that I need to do for myself today, to take the time and to just allow the mystery of it all to enter our hearts. It's this kind of attentiveness to God's working in the world that can bring us great comfort, great solace, and great inspiration.
Thank you for joining us for the celebration of the Mass today. It's a blessing that you are with us. Every broadcast of this liturgy goes out to hundreds of people and hundreds of people all over the world. It's been an enormous blessing. If you'd like to support this virtual ministry of OLPH, please go to our website. You can support this ministry by going to Give Central so that we can continue to broadcast the liturgy each and every week. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us today. God bless you. Greetings from OLPH.